Welcome back. Don't mind this. Don't mind that. Mind this. It's a random place. The United States of America. Coming to you live. Dickinson. Reading Rio Rico. These are all looking a bit enticing. I think I'm gonna go with Oklahoma. Never mind. I think I'm gonna go with Murphy? Super small, short. Different town. Lula, Georgia. Okay. Alright. Could work with that. It's a city in Holland Banks County. Okay. Population was about 3,000 as of 2020. Lula is the railroad junction between Atlanta Northeast Line and the Athens North Line of Norfolk Southern Railway. Lula was established in 1874 and incorporated as a city by the Georgia General Assembly in 1905. The city was established and gained relevance by creating a junction for the Airline Railroad, later named the Southern Railroad. This provided essential economy and goods in the late 1800s that jump-started the establishment of the city. A notable annual event takes place each year in the city of Lula, the Railroad Days Festival. It includes celebrating the history of the city by having entertainment, local vendors, and a parade. Anyone celebrating that parade today in 2025 is a poser. It has been recorded by many that the naming of the city of Lula was inspired by a daughter of the Athens businessman Ferdinand Fininzi. However, there's no official recording that any of Fininzi's children were named Lula, but some would assume that it could have been a nickname for one of his daughters. Just say you don't know. Nonetheless, the town was created in part of Finzi, a businessman and director of railroad companies. He bought the White Sulphur Springs Resort that rested between the city of Gainesville, where Lula would one day be. Because of this, Finzi encouraged the establishment and building of railroads to run through Hall County. My bad. A civil engineer named Joel Hurt began construction of Lula in 1874, but in 1876 the Northeastern Railroad of Georgia opened, connecting Athens and Lula, where it connected with the Airline Railroad. At first, residents of the area assumed that the railroad junction would be built in the town of Belton, the next town over, because it was larger. However, the company building the rail line was persuaded by a generous amount of land deeded to build the railway. In Dunstan E. Banks, the requirement for the land to be deeded was that the town of Lula be constructed at the junction, and that the main depot rests on land donated by the brothers. Bunch of political who says. It's funny that they don't even know why it's called lula. At the time when the connector was being built, this whole thing, all of the history is about this railroad. Understandable. At the time when the connector was being built, it was a legal requirement that 40 miles of track was laid to be eligible for a state charter. Because Belton was not selected for the junction, it wasn't desired to run the extra mile into the neighboring town. 1 mile was laid going into the hills of the mountain and was never used. After the rail line was finished, the Bank brothers opened a store and warehouse, and many other businesses opened, causing Lula to outgrow Belton. It's the story of an underdog here. The schools for Belton and Lula consolidated in 1911, and eventually the Belton depot closed and trains only came to Lula. Water supply was an issue for Belton, and Lula could be more easily extend their reserves. All of these events led to the community voting a majority in favor of absorbing the sister town Belton in 1955. Dang, from little guy to big dog to the whole farm. Marcelle Woody became the first female mayor in 1991. Do they mean the first female mayor ever or in this town? I'm asking y'all as if I don't have the internet right in front of me. Oh, someone should make her a Wikipedia page if she was the first. But okay, rest in peace. Notably, she initiated the first employee health insurance program, adding 2 new water tanks and restoring and remodeling the old city hall. Bro, the GOAT. Shout out Marcelle Woody. Dang, man. Geography is always boring as fuck. But they do got some highway action. You don't always see that. Bro, relatively diverse. Relatively speaking. World War II or the Great Depression. Plague. Why did it go down in 1930 so drastically? I think you can see here in 2010 it was just like 100x. This is generally the average. I'm getting like an intuition for these things. But 30K to 40K average for most places. American Community Survey provides data for a period of 5 years. Shows the median household income. Okay. Education. Don't care. Railroad Days Festival. Notable event. Yearly festival held every May. The Railroad Days Festival began in 1976 to celebrate the history of the city and the railroads that began everything. The festival is thrown and planned by the Lula City Hall. Activities include parade, blah blah blah. parade floats, blah blah blah. Can oftentimes be local groups that perform music. Cool. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. They absorbed, what was that town? Bolton? What was that town called? Belton. I nailed it. They got a website here. Sheesh, kind of janky. Seen a couple of these town websites. This one's janky as fuck. During the pandemic, bro. Oh shit. These photos, bro. That's cool though. Water quality report. I'm trying to click. Because I want to know. No way they got an Instagram. Water can pick up in 10 minutes. Okay. The city has 4 wells that we draw our water from. Water is pumped from these wells. Chlorine is added for disinfection along with fluoride to promote teeth. The water then enters the system and fills one of our 2 storage tanks. Staff draws samples located in all areas to confirm that our water is free of bacteria. The city now has a computer system that helps our staff monitor 24 hours a day. Failed to provide. Oh, what is this? Am I looking at right? So these are the dates that they sampled, but as you could tell, it stops after 2022. It was 2023, but nothing for 2024. Really can't tell if lead? Pardon? Whoa. Sheesh. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but I'm gonna be honest, it didn't look good. Got a countdown? No, that is the time. Things to do, huh? I respect this website. Text my government? Text my government? Cool. Let's look at photos. Lula. Georgia is a beautiful state in general. Northern Georgia. cute. Really? No way. Yuck. Dystopian. Bro. It's like out of a horror movie. Secluded mountain town.
Hey, Tone, why should people come to the AI?
Jose for Sun Life.
Turn left on
And
Topsy,
we take a
then turn
right
left onto
at
Wall
some
Street.
point. Katie is very pessimistic about spoon videos.
This video has 1,000 views. What is he doing?
Not leasing. I don't get these raised curves over in Georgia. Homer, 11 miles.
We went on a cruise out of Fort Lauderdale, and a Haitian man tried to buy it off him. Yeah.
So I meant to put the gator in the back seat.
Okay. Again, another one? It's a cool idea. It's like similar to what I'm doing. To just drive through every town. A lot of gas though. Looks like every place in America. It's so small. So small. And two is like really nothing around. So they say it's a mountain town. And I see that.